Lindsey Barron. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield. But you already know where I live. So I'll ask you, as a member of the forensic intervention team at the Office of Mental Health, who called you to my house from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Was it Michael Rabber? Was it Kathleen Miller? Was it S. Alberti? Was it W. Tadeo? I don't know W. Tadeo's first name or S. Alberti's first name because I'm demanding the public employee payroll from these fanatics. And these fanatics exist because of taxpayer dollars. So, I'm sending them a FOIL for their payroll and other information. And what they're doing is picking up the phone and calling you to descend on my house. And it's a disgusting, nauseating disgrace what you're doing. I'm exercising my First Amendment right. Do you understand that, Lindsey? That's exactly what I'm doing. Using a Freedom of Information Law request, and they are refusing to provide their public employee payroll to me at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And I'll tell you why they're refusing to provide the public employee payroll, because those salaries are an abomination to the Monroe County and New York State taxpayer, and Sheriff Todd Baxter does not want the people of Monroe County and New York to know what his public employees earn. So that's what I'm doing. That's just one thing that I'm doing. That's the major thing I'm doing. I want that payroll. 20 plus times I've demanded the payroll. And you know what's going to happen, Lindsey? I'm going to send a FOIL to your boss, Corinda Crossdale, because I want to know what everybody makes at the Office of Mental Health. You want to come to my house? Then I want to know how much you're paid. Everybody at the Office of Crazy Town. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to make the same decision as Todd Baxter and John Lomenzo at Penfield Town Court. Your boss, Corinda Crossdale, is going to refuse to tell me what your salary is to come here and descend on my house. So, Lindsey, how is your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair going? Because I have told you, sweetheart, about products that you can use to really make your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair shine. And here's a LA Looks here. This product here, LA Looks, you see, hold number 9 level. Okay, now that's not the highest level here. And it says right here in the bottle, and I'm pointing to the bottle here with the appropriate finger. It says here, Lindsey Barron, Glenn Close, Fatal Attraction, Crazy Town hair. All right, so you got that product there. And then we have Suave here. This is the Firm Control number 4, Firm Control Boosting Mousse. 24-hour hold, zero crunch, Lindsey. And it says right here, it says Lindsey Barron, Fatal Attraction, Crazy Town hair, right there on the bottle. Okay, Lindsey, you can see that? All right, so you got that product there. You can get this at the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters for Sheriff Baxter, because he always has 2 of his gun-carrying, badge-wearing Barney Fife jokes alongside the building doing nothing. Okay, and here we have Garnier Fructus Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. Now, since you have Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair, you're going to need this Anti-Frizz Serum here. Because when you have Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair like you, your hair gets frizzy. So, I don't know if this is truth or in advertising here, but this could work for you here, this Garnier Fructus Anti-Frizz Serum here. Okay, you see that? And then the other product, these 3 products don't work. Then this product, this is for men. Because then you can switch over to a men's product, and maybe that'll look. So we have Axe Clean Cut Pomade. Okay, pomade here. So perhaps this men's product may work in your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town hair. Now, if those 4 products don't work for your Crazy Town hair, Lindsey, I have this here. This is L'Oreal Paris. You see, L'Oreal Paris Studio line. That's the studio line. Okay, and this is clean cut gel, clean feel, without the strong hold, Lindsey. See, it says strong hold. So if this says strong hold, all right, this is, and I think it would be strong hold for your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction, Crazy Town here. This product, L'Oreal Paris, possibly could work for you. And then once you apply these products, one of these products, the Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here, you need to spray it down because you need to hold it right because you're going to be out for 8 to 10 hours descending on the residence of innocent citizens exercising their First Amendment right like me. Because you show up at my house whenever the hell you want. You just ring my doorbell and there you are. So you need to hold your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town here in place, okay? So then we have Aqua Net Hairspray. All right, and that's the extra super hold right here. You see that professional hairspray, extra super hold right there. You see, I'm pointing it to it. I hope you can see that right there, Lindsey. The extra super hold. Okay. All right. So you have those products. Now, I want to know. I'm going to ask you this repeatedly. Who called you to my house from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? That's what I want to know. Tell me. Tell me. And Lindsey, I'd like to know how one becomes a member of the forensic intervention team. What are the qualifications you have to be a member of the forensic intervention team? And what exactly happens when you have an intervention? Does the person sit in the living room going about his normal day, and then suddenly all the family and friends summon him and they take him to a different location, and then there's everybody in his life is there, and then they have the intervention? Is that the way that works? I mean, how does it work being a member of the forensic intervention team? Because I'm just curious how the intervention itself is conducted, all right, with taxpayer dollars, by the way. So, and Lindsey, I'm going to remind you of one of your typically disgusting, appalling, nauseating acts involving me. My life was under assault by a fanatical sheriff because of his parking lot next to my house, and he put a surveillance device at 2025 Penfield Road on the building to see if I walked through the parking lot. And then they abridged my civil and constitutional rights when I was standing in the corner of it. And Lindsey, just because I used the phrase surveillance device, I just want to clarify what that is. It's a surveillance device. It's a camera. And the people that work in that building, Elliot Roth, Rebecca Kerlach, Nancy Dooley, walk right by that surveillance device every day when they go into their building. And Sheriff Todd Baxter spent taxpayer dollars for me. And if that sounds like the lunatic fringe, it is, because Sheriff Baxter is the lunatic fringe. So, and Lindsey, I had to appear in front of John Lomenzo. And John Lomenzo is releasing sexual predator Daniel DeLaus III in Penfield because he has a relationship with Daniel DeLaus II. So I wanted to know what John Lomenzo's salary was. And this is a 70-year-old extremist. And what I did, I wrote the FOIL, and I walked over there from my residence. And I showed up at the window, and I said, my name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive. I want the salary for John Lomenzo and James Mully. Here it is. I'm at that window for less than 60 seconds, exercising my First Amendment right. And what happened is John Lomenzo picked up the phone and called the Office of Mental Health, and you descended on my residence. What exactly did he say to you to come here? I was there, like I said, less than 60 seconds with the FOIL, and he's refusing to disclose his salary. So here you are coming to my house because he picks up the phone because I drop off a FOIL. I am the first New Yorker in the history of the state to get a visit from the Office of Crazy Town for exercising my First Amendment right and demanding a salary from a public employee, and that's exactly what he is. Do you understand what I'm talking about, Lindsey? Do you understand that you have no sense of right and wrong, truth and justice at all? And you have no idea about justice and injustice. My life is under siege from these fanatics, and I'm responding to them by demanding how much they are paid, and they're all refusing to say, despite the fact they all exist because of taxpayer dollars. So I go down to Lomenzo's courthouse at the library. A court inside a library. I've lived in Penfield for 9 years. I didn't even know that the court is inside the library, despite the fact that my girlfriend, Beautiful Perfect Laura, worked at the library when we first moved to Penfield from Webster. So Beautiful Perfect Laura worked at the library, and I didn't know that at the end of the hallway are repulsive John Lomenzo and James Mully. And I want to know how much they're paid. So I go to the library courtroom of John Lomenzo, and there for less than 60 seconds with a FOIL, and you're at my house. So, Lindsey, I'm demanding the salary for Todd Baxter. So I write a form for him. And I send it to him certified mail. And here it is. The sheriff of Monroe County, Todd K. Baxter, refuses to open his certified mail. He refuses it. This is an individual who exists with taxpayer dollars. And he's refusing. Now, if this was regular mail, they could just tear it up and throw it in the garbage and I wouldn't even know they got it. He refused. This is extremism. This is what is calling you to my residence, Lindsey Barron of the Office of Crazy Town. So I'll ask you again. Did Michael Radler call you to my house? Did Kathleen Miller call you to my house? Did W. Tadeo call you to my house? Did S.L. Birdie call you to my house? I'm going to tell you about Michael Radler if it's him. Michael Radler was a Monroe County Sheriff's employee for 25 years and then he retired. He's finished. And if you look at a picture of this guy, you can tell that he's eating too many donuts at the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters of Sheriff Baxter. So, he retired. He's done. He's out. And he's rehired as an assistant to the sheriff. So, Michael Radler is what's called a double dipper. Because there's no way that he went to New York State and local retirement system and said, I'm coming out of retirement like Michael Jordan. I was 23. I'm going to be 45. I don't need my retirement paycheck anymore. Just hold that for me. So he's collecting, Michael Radler is, a paycheck from his retirement and his paycheck as an assistant to the sheriff. And Michael, I'll ask you again, what exactly are you doing as an assistant to the sheriff? Because are you sitting next to Jimmy the intern? Is that where your little desk is outside Sheriff Baxter's office next to Jimmy the intern? I'll tell you what you're doing, Michael Radler. You're being paid off. That's what you're doing. 25 years as a sheriff's employee, that's a lot of knowledge of what goes on. And since you are a criminal organization, you know about the crimes committed by the Monroe County Sheriff's employees, so you're being paid off, Michael Radler. So, anyway. Now, Lindsey, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be at that library courtroom of John Lomenzo again. And I'm going to send him, even though this has handwriting, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to drop off for him because I want a list of his cases. I want to see who appeared before him, and then I'm going to contact these people because I know people that appeared before him, like my neighbor. And what he did to my neighbor is a nauseating, repulsive disgrace. And he was telling me what happened to him. It's even worse than what happened to me, what he was telling me. So this has handwriting up, but this is going to be a blank document. This is a foil, and the key word is foil. Michael Radler, W. Tadeo, S.L. Birdie, and Kathleen Miller, because I want your payroll. So this is going to be blank, and I'm going to fill it out, Lindsey. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over again to the library courtroom of John Lomenzo and James Mully, and Mully too, I want his cases, and I'm going to drop off a list. Now, these are public employees. Everybody that appears in that nauseating star chamber is in there, and that's a public building that exists because of taxpayer dollars. So I want to know. I want to know names, the charges, and I want to know how Lomenzo and Mully resolved it. Now I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right, Lindsey Barron of Crazy Town. And you know what's going to happen when I go over there? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to drop off this foil. I'm going to say, my name is Chris Chichester. Here's a Freedom of Information Law document. I want a list of every individual that's appeared in Penfield Town Court before John Lomenzo and James Mully. Here's the document. I'm walk home. I'm going to be there for 60 seconds. And they're going to get on the phone and call you, and you're going to be here. That's exactly what's going to happen because you're my government taxpayer-funded stalker. So, forensic intervention team. What a joke. I tried to suppress that laugh, but I couldn't. So, Lindsey, perhaps the next time the sheriff's office calls you to my house, I can give you this envelope where I'm demanding his payroll here, and he refused. All right, now, next time you come here, if I'm here and I do open the door, I'm going to give you this envelope, and then you can take it to Michael Radler or Kathleen Miller or S.L. Birdie, W. Tadeo, and you can give it to them because they're calling you here, and you can say, Chris Chichester wants your payroll. All right? So now, Lindsey, I already gave you the names of all these products here. Now, I'm going to recommend the product that I think you should use tonight. All right? Because I think that this is the one that's really going to help you with your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town Hair. It's the Suave Boosting Mousse Zero Crunch. So I'm going with the Zero Crunch just for you. Okay, Lindsey Sweat, I'm going to point to it right there. Zero Crunch, you can see it. And this product is going to really help you with your Glenn Close Fatal Attraction Crazy Town Hair.